Gentlemen prospectors, top of the morning to you. Have a little Goldgers in our cup. Woo, that's piping hot Goldgers right there. Come right out of the pot into the cup, down GP's gullet, and boom! Wake up. Look at this. 6 amazing people already here. Just got started. Scroll up here to the top. Make a dog coming in with a whoop whoop. Good morning. Ventures in Michigan with Lisa. Jason E. Minor. Brian and the twins. Ooh-wee. So I've still got a bunch of buckets of material that we pulled out of No Tell 'em Creek last year. Some of them are froze because it's cold out. And I brung a couple in the house, got them thawed out. I got one sitting right here next to me, completely full. There's Justin Winch saying, in a little bit, get to the wife out of the ditch. Oh no. So anyway, we're going to be running this material today. If anybody out there's got any questions about prospecting here in the Ozarks, I'm going to be answering them today. And we're going to be talking about kind of what the material's made out of. And we're hopefully going to find a little bit of gold in this. Hopefully. You never know. It's always a gamble as you throw the dice. So I'm going to move this camera a little bit. I'm going to start this old sluice up here. We're running the Dream Mat switchback sluice today. Let me see if I can position this camera a little bit where you guys can see me. I think that's it. I think you can see me run it there. North Storm, howdy howdy, welcome in, Butter Family Farm. Hey, y'all's there in western Missouri. I remember when you guys first come in and told me that. That's awesome. Oh no, Justin, that sounds terrible, brother. That ain't no fun. Oh, that bucket's heavy. That bucket's heavy. This is GP's bucket from 9/5. So this bucket was taken on 9/5. Some of them was taken September the 27th. Some was taken September the 5th. We made several trips down there last year. Woo, that's some stinky stuff. Woo. I told Mama Bird before she left this morning that I was going to be sluicing some material. And she said, well, I hope you find some gold. I said, oh, I'll probably find typhoid in this bucket. Long as it's been sitting sealed up, freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing. We're going to brush that mat down. Get any kind of air out of that mat that might be in there, because we all know air displaces gold. And the gold that we're looking for today, of course we're looking for any kind of gold, but the place that we're currently prospecting, we ain't never found no big stuff. It's all been tiny stuff. Hearts of Gold! My sister Karen, welcome in. But the stuff that we're looking for today is tiny, tiny, tiny micros with some little flakes in it every once in a while. And you know what? We're going to liberate it. All gold matters. And we got to liberate it all. So, let me see if I can lift this bucket up here one time. Oh! Kind of show you guys what we're looking at here. This is what we got, what we're going to start with. Don't know how much of this we're going to run through. We're going to run through some of it. Drop her down in there, that first scoop. Justin's off to save the wife. That's a good husband, Justin. There we go. I turned my speed controller up just a little bit. Got her running down there a little quicker. I tell you what, we've been running this switchback sluice since we got it back in December, back before Christmas. And this little dude is so much fun to run. It's so interactive, and it does such an amazing job. Right, Jason? No, some of this Mama Bird couldn't get to. When GP seen how Mama Bird was running this stuff, and you know what, Mama Bird and Joe, Priority Prospecting, they're the ones that said that they're gonna have to keep me out of this because they knew I was just gonna run it all through and be done with it. Well, guess what? Mama Bird's the one that was trying to get through it all. I mean, that girl, she ran this dirt and ran this dirt and ran it. The GP had about 8 buckets put back she didn't know about. And there's Mama Bird. Somebody said her name 3 times, just like on Beetlejuice, and there she comes. Mama Bird is at work getting ready for a big old snowstorm that we're going to have. Well, they say we're going to have, don't know yet. It's supposed to move in here Friday afternoon, early evening, and stick around until Monday. They're saying we're going to get a foot or more of snow, so that'll be our first significant snow of the year. We've had a few little snows, but nothing significant. It couldn't have come at a better time with the groundhog challenge coming in and some of the extra credit points that people can get out there. You know, me and Mama Bird, we're participating in the groundhog challenge as well, but we're just doing it because it's fun. It's something to do in the wintertime when it's cold out here. Crash, howdy, my friend. Tomcat Josh, howdy. GB, welcome in, my friend. We're running some Missouri material. This is straight out of the St. Francis mountain range in southeast Missouri. And it's one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, 1.4 to 1.5 billion years old. That's billion with a B, and we're looking for some gold. Yeah, GB, just stick around just a little while. Let everybody see that you're real and that you're a good person, and we'll get you moderated, and you connect with these other channels, and they can connect with you, and we can share the love. And if you got any questions at all about gold prospecting, especially here in the Ozarks, the 24th state in the Union, Missouri, just don't hesitate to ask. Old GP will try to answer it. I've been roaming around these hills, squishing the dirt and kicking the rocks around and washing this gravel for a whole lot of years. There's Lumi. Welcome in, Lumi. If y'all don't know Luminary Shine, y'all are missing out on some amazing fishing. That girl loves to fish, and she's good at it, I'll tell you what. GB, I am from Missouri. Big old piece of quartz just dropped in there. Oh, that is a crusher if I ever seen one. Mm-hmm. We're going to run all this, as much of this material as we can. I know that my experience with this switchback sluice with this green mat in it is that you can run a lot of material through it before you have to do a clean out. A lot. And we're going to run some. Gold Prospect King, howdy, howdy. Brian, I will absolutely do that. I'll do that today. I'll send you the exact dates, and you guys will probably be flying in like you did last time, so I will send you the closest airport you can fly to. Well, the closest airport will be St. Louis, which will it'll make flights cheaper that way too. Anybody that has to fly in, because flying into St. Louis is about the cheapest airport here in Missouri. Oh, that's a beautiful piece of crusted rhyolite that's got some mineralization in it there. That's one of our host rocks here in Missouri. Rhyolite, quartz, granite, feldspar, that's all the stuff that we're looking for. Well, that's a beautiful piece right there. Drive it in, right on, right on. Mama Bird was going to go live Monday night, and over the extended weekend, I thought I was going to have time to we got some new lights and some new cameras for the craft room, and I thought I was going to have time to set all that up. Man, I was wrong. I've got it set up now, kind of, but these new light systems are pretty cool. I'll tell you one time. Let me turn this on. Look at that. We got some new ring lights. We got them set up. Everything looks pretty good, and I think I got it working fairly well. Heavy on the think side. I'm not seeing any shining in the indicator up there yet, but that don't mean nothing. It's either there or it isn't. This is raw dirty. Okay, yeah, that's a great question, Butler Farm. This is raw material. Now, it is kind of cons because the way that we gather this, we gather it inside of a national forest. And the only way that you can get material out of a national forest is using a pan and a scoop only. So we can only dig with a scoop, a garden spade. It's a little bigger than these, and put it in a pan, and then we sift the pan down and get all the big material that we can get out of it, and then dump it in a bucket. This is a very long process because we're not getting to sluice it and run it down. It takes a lot longer, but we're bringing it all home and sluicing it at home, and we have found that is absolutely the best way to do it when you're looking for this micro gold that we have here in Missouri. I hope my pal Jason E. Miner, Golden Fall Prospector, had a fantastic birthday yesterday. Yesterday was his birthday. He turned 29 years young. Me and him's the same age. We're both 29 and holding. We've been here for about 3 times now. Crash Day is a load of people coming down here come April. Mama Bird's birthday bash in April. Woo-wee. Yeah, we got some people coming in here. Now this is it's pretty much an RSVP. I got the big campsite, group campsite reserved, and we're camping inside the National Forest, so National Forest rules apply. The only way we're prospecting is with pan and scoop. Now we will have this sluice set up at the campsite, and we'll also have the Dirt Devil sluice set up and the Flyer Gold Wizard micro cleanup sluice. That'll give everybody that don't have that kind of equipment an opportunity to run some of their ponds, because while we will run some and clean some up, we bring most of ours home because we want you guys to find this Missouri shiny. And you guys get to test some of this equipment out. There's going to be some good fellowship down there, some good fun. We're going to do a lot of fishing, mushroom hunting, gold prospecting, hiking. It's a beautiful place where we're going. There you go, Mama Bird. That's what the birthday's going to be chill. Just doing your thing, having some fun, you know. Just real people doing real stuff. My pal, Priority Prospecting, Joe Weiss, and his wonderful wife, Lisa, the fishing goddess, is going to be there. They're going to be helping to co-host the event. We got some fun activities going on. Had fun watching me. Yeah, well, see, that's what happens. We fall back and punt. You know, me and Joe both have header boxes, and we both forgot to bring them with us. One of the trips that we made, and Joe had no Cascade dishwashing box there, and I said, just hold my apple pie moonshine and watch this. And it wasn't 20 minutes. We was up and running, had that header box built and set up, and I'll tell you what, that thing worked pretty good. I still have it, actually. Jason, we would love for you to be here. We'd love for you and Cindy both to be here, brother. And honestly, it's not that bad a drive. Well, I didn't check from your house, but I know we're going to Wisconsin in June. Me and Mama Bird is, and we checked the drive up to there, and we can actually be in Wisconsin faster than we can be up to Ohio, where we go to Rose Nose Monkey Fest. Now, if you guys are coming to the, let me know if you plan on coming to the event, Mama Bird's birthday bash. Because like I said, ain't nobody but me and Joe and Mama Bird know where, and Hopper that knows where it's at. And we're going to send you about 2 weeks before time. We will send exact coordinates to where it's at to most everybody. But we need to know because the campsite only holds so many. It's a big campsite. It's all primitive camping. And I got to make sure to reserve enough spots. There'll be a lot more detail that on regular lives. Yeah, Crash, we will be coming right through by you. Actually, we're going to be driving straight through Iowa when we go to Wisconsin, from the furthest south part of Iowa all the way to the north part of Iowa, right straight up through the middle of it. And we do have a couple of extra days that we have, Mama Bird took vacation, that we can stop and visit some of our friends and meet up with some of you guys and do a little prospecting. Big old clump of clay. That tells me where this come from. We're in that gray clay, Joe. Woo-wee. Had to break that clay up. The water didn't break it up, but these grizzly bars caught it. Man, that's another reason I love this switchback sluice. Yeah. This is a rain or shine event. And this is in Missouri. And Missouri, during that springtime, we get some nasty weather. And we're right, we get a lot of tornadic weather. So buckle up and be ready for any of that. It's primitive camping. Whether or not that happens, we don't know. We don't control the weather, but it's rain or shine. Mama Bird, you had yourself a good day. Hey, Butler, hey, I'll tell you what, and that's what life is. Everything we set out in life is a prospect, You're prospecting your cattle, you're raising them cattle on a prospect that it's going to make a great farm and a great future for you and your family. And, that's what the word prospect really means. We never know. Anytime we go into any part of life, whether we're fishing, hunting, working, looking for gold, we never know what's going to come of it. That's why it's a prospect. Jason's got snow coming down again right there on him. We're supposed to be getting a pretty good snow moving in here Friday night. Well, they say pretty good. They between 8 and 15 inches. They don't know yet because, we're still 3 days out. And here in the Midwest, if you don't like the weather here in Missouri, just stick around a few hours because it'll change. We've seen 16 inches of snow in April, and we've seen that in April time that all the flowers are already up and it's 85 degrees. So you never know what the weather's going to be. It's 9 degrees there. That's, it could always be worse, Hearts. It can always be worse. Lisa said they're expecting 3 more inches up there in that part of Michigan where she's at. This will be our first significant snow of 2026. If it hits us, you never know. It can go around us. We could get solid ice or we could get rain. You can't ever tell here in Missouri. Marcus, welcome in. Top of the morning to you, my good friend. Hope you're having a little Goldgers in your cup this morning. $19 feels like 8, and that's real close to the same word. It was 23, felt like, I think, 18 this morning. But it's supposed to warm up here today some. But it's supposed to get cold tomorrow again. Back down in the single digits. And then Friday afternoon, the snow and ice is supposed to move in on us. So I got to go get some fresh gas for the generator and different things and get ready for it. Make sure that, we got plenty of all the essentials, bread and eggs, kitty litter, and duct tape, and jumper cables, all the essentials. Goldgers is gone, says Bacchus, looking for that second cup. Well, I'm gonna have a little sip for Bacchus here. That's good Goldgers right there. Spring is just around the corner. I was noticing, Lisa, we've had such a mild winter here. And every once in a while we'll have one like that. And it's so far this year we have been mild. The temperatures have been cold, but it's been mild. And our trees are already starting to bud out. Our maple trees. I noticed some buds coming up on them out there as the sun was breaking this morning. I was thinking to myself, man, we get ice on that, as heavy as them limbs are getting and as brittle as they are right now this time of year, we could possibly lose some more limbs, and I don't want that, man. I'm tired of cutting them limbs up, I'll tell you what. Yeah, you guys get a really short mining season up there in Maine. We've been here in Missouri. We've been blessed. We've been able to go out and get material and do a little prospecting and mining. Bacchus was our deer season officially ended on the 15th for the state of Missouri and won't start back up again until September the 15th of this year. So we're already prepping for this next season. We ended up with 3 bucks and 2 does in the freezer. It's providing good venison for us and the family and some friends. Spring ain't here until it quits snowing. That's right. And you know that old groundhog, that's coming up pretty quick. That's less than 2 weeks away for Groundhog Day, and he's gonna let us know when spring is. And whether he's accurate or not, we're gonna have fun because of the Groundhog Challenge. And yeah, I tell you what, these participants, all of these people, have been sending their progress reports in to me and Mama Bird, and they're having fun making these little short videos and stuff, and we're having fun watching them. And it's gonna be a good time. And we got a whole bunch of these bags made up, and that's gonna be a fun time. There is absolutely no comparison, Bacchus. You know, the cleanup buddy, I run the cleanup buddy from the time it first come out until just recently. I haven't run my cleanup buddy a single time since I've got this piece of equipment. And one of the reasons why is, as good as the cleanup buddy is, no matter how many times you would run it, you'd still find micros in the tailings. This piece of equipment, by adding this alluvial flare, this second wash system, and this bigger, longer mat, which creates the alluvial flare, it is catching all of the microbes. It's eliminating one of the processes. I've still got 2 cleanup buddies, and neither one of them has been run since I put this switch back into play. Yeah, well, you know, and that's just it. This is real material, and it's come right out of the ground. And guess what? It's dirty. It's dirty. There's the train conductor, my pal Hobo Rob. Toot toot. You know, my pal Rob, also him and me, dog's been participating in the Groundhog Day Challenge, and he's been doing great at it. He's been sending me videos and updates. But he's got a birthday the day before. February 1st is his birthday. Jason E. Miner had a birthday yesterday. And we usually always send everybody, all of our brothers and sisters and friends, we try to get them some birthday greetings out. And the more we got to know Jason, we thought, you know what? I think this would be the best thing we can do. And I think that, you know, we got a little something going on for Rob as well. He don't know nothing about it. But in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, you know, I'm not going to tell anybody what they should or should not buy, what mat they should or should not run, or where, how, or anything to prospect. That's all up to y'all, man. Have fun. That's the key. Have fun with it. But dollar for dollar, if I knew that they was going to come out with this here switchback sluice before I purchased the green mat, I would have waited. before the cleanup buddy, I would have waited because I had sluice systems and we had ways of getting the micro gold out. It took longer, but you know, the cleanup buddy, it worked. The thing about sluice systems, about gold pans, snuffer bottles, all your gold prospecting equipment, and there's a lot of manufacturers and suppliers out there that aren't going to like this statement, but they're taking after Wyatt Earp. You know, Wyatt Earp, after he was become the famous sheriff that he was, and the famous marshal that he was, he decided to become a gold prospector, and they moved off and went up to Alaska and the Yukon. Well, he figured it out. The best way to make money gold prospecting was to mine the miners. And that's what he did. He opened him up a bar up there. And while they go out and make all that gold and spend, you know, days, months, weeks out there mining that gold in cold temperatures, fighting the elements and all that, he was back there at his bar having a good time. Well, they'd come in and spend all their money and they'd give all the gold to him for the whiskey and the women. And, you know, that's mining a miner. So when it comes to this kind of equipment, all I can do is tell you what I think of it and if I like it or not. And I tell you what, I like this sluice. Ringo and Czar, howdy, howdy. Midnight Gaming, welcome in, my friend. Stick around for a little bit, and then we'll make you blue, turn you into a moderator, and you connect these other channels and let them connect to you. And this material is straight out of Missouri, 100% Missouri material. Whether there's gold in it or not, we're going to find out. We're going to run some, and we're going to clean it up. If it's a weighable amount, we'll even weigh it. Roger, Dirt Devil Detective. Now, guys, I did do what was GP's favorite sluice of 2025. And I'm going to tell you right now, it was hands down. It was what I call the Devil's Cut from Dirt Devil Detective, my pal Roger there. He's the one that designed it, built it, printed it himself. It's a modular sluice system, and I absolutely love that sluice. And that's why it's going to be one of the sluices set up in April as well, so you guys get to run it, those that haven't got to run it. But for 2025, that sluice was the sluice that I used the most. It was my go-to sluice anytime I was running this kind of material. Rob says coffee's strong this morning. Hey, that can be a good thing, Rob. Got that boil box working up there. Stopping all them big chunky chunks. Some of this is clay material, so I know where this came from. Well, me and Joe, Mama Bird and Lisa and Justin and Hopper and Mickey and a bunch of us was down there prospecting on 9-5. Me and Joe hit a clay layer at this spot down by some crevices, and we pulled some pretty good gold out of there. So hopefully this is some of that material. That's right, it put hair on your chest. Beautiful, beautiful piece of quartz. That one is just absolutely beautiful. All that mineralized quartz. Woo-wee. And maybe your fingernails too. So I went to the post office and mailed off everything we had to mail off. Got it all mailed off and to the winners. We mailed everything from at the winners from the Brian's benefit. That Rich did such an amazing job. Didn't he do a great job, guys? But he hosted that event, and we're so thankful that he did that for Brian and the twins and Miranda and you know the whole family there. He did such a good job. But one of the packages went to Canada. Now generally we don't do anything in Canada. One, because I have a terrible, terrible time of getting anything run through customs in Canada. One, I'm too honest on what's in it, and when you put down, you know, you got to declare everything that's in it. And they kick it out. Well, they destroyed the packages, so they claim. I mean, one of the packages that I sent last year, they kept it, said they destroyed it. Well, it was gold, you know. I never got that back. Nothing ever came of it. Couple of the packages from 2 years ago in Canada got opened, stuff got taken out of it, then sealed back up, and then sent to the participants. Well, when I went up and mailed that at my local post office, they said there was an additional tariff cost now. Canada's charging us a tariff cost anytime we send anything. So the pricing in Canada to mail something up there has went up. Now the tariff cost was $10 for one bag of pay dirt is what it cost me. And then it was an additional $30. So it's $40 to mail one bag of pay dirt to Canada. The Barrett rack, there you go. There you go. Mounted a saw up there on the front of it. Hey, the real Mr. Hogan. Top of the morning to you, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I know that the real Mr. Hogan just got a brand spanking new switchback sluice. I'm excited to see him run that and for him to give me his opinion on it and how he feels about it. I know I absolutely love it. One of the features or the benefits that I love about it is the way that you are interactive. I'm sitting here talking with you guys, having coffee, running the material, putting it in there. I'm able to pull, I mean, are you guys going to run anything that size down the cleanup buddy or down any other? No, you're not. But you just seen me put that in there, in the bowl box, and all I had to do was pick it out. Pretty cool sluice system. No sluice or no sleep thinking about my switchback. That's right, Hogan. The other night, me and Mama Bird, it was late. We was up and we got on somebody's after party and we had such a good time. And then after that was over with, it was like 2, 3 in the morning. Everybody had such a good time. We stayed up late on the after party. But Mama Bird looked at me and said, I think the switchback misses me. I think we need to sluice. So, you know what? 2 o'clock in the morning, and what a perfect time to sluice. I told her, I said, we should go live and do this. She said, no, we shouldn't. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Rob, that is awesome. I enjoyed that. You know, Rob's got several little shorts out there, and then he's got an amazing video. He puts them all together. I really like the one where Mia that comes up and gives the camera a kiss. That was pretty awesome. Jason was in for 2 a.m. sluice run. Heck yeah. And you know, most of us prospectors, we all suffer from insomnia in some way or another. Hart said, me too, Jason. So if you're listening, Mama Bird, the next time I suggest the 2 a.m. sluice party, hey man, it's on. It's raw, it's on, it's happening. Yeah, and you know, that's just it. When you set the switch back up, you want to set it up to where you can leave it. Because trust me, especially if you've got some raw material that you want to run and a lot of it, you want to set it up and set it up where you can leave it like it's a little permanent setup, because it's bigger than a cleanup buddy. It's not as quick and easy to set up, but once you have a good stand built for it, now they didn't offer a stand for this. They don't have one, I don't think yet, but you know, I'm sure that'll come out eventually. So I built mine, and I like it. I like the way that it works. You know, and that's awesome, Mr. Hogan. That is so cool. How much material can you send down the switchback before you need to clean it out versus the cleanup buddy? I can run, I don't know exactly, but I can tell you my tailings, when I'm catching my tailings in here, is nearly full. And the only reason I'm doing that so I don't tear up my pump is I can run that until it fills up, and then I'll clean it out, and then I'll run it again. I run right now a half a 5-gallon bucket, Bacchus, of raw material down it. Right now, while we're talking. You can feed it fast, you can dump it on there, and it just eats through the material. I don't know exactly how many yards, scoops, or anything like that you can run down it, but it's a lot. If you're catching your material like I always do, because even though I know this is catching 99.8%, because I did a control study on it, it's catching 99.8% of all my material, including the micros. I'm still going to run all my tailings down the Flower Gold Wizard micro cleanup sluice, just in case it did spit out 1 or 2 little micros, just in case. And I like to do it. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, it's night and day. The difference, Bacchus, is night and day. And I love my cleanup buddies. And I will probably never get rid of my cleanup buddy. For one simple fact is I could put it in my suitcase and take it with me whenever we fly. And I mean, you guys have seen me do it. Hearts of Gold seen me do it. Miller Prospecting, you know, different. And that's a good thing about it, is it's very portable. However, it is not as effective as this sluice. And that's another great thing about the modular sluice that Roger created. I can do the same thing with it because it completely comes down and comes apart, and I can take it with me as well. This one's a little too big. You're gonna have to have a big piece of luggage to put it in there. So it's a little bit too big for that. My tailings is getting pretty full. I'm gonna move them over because they're starting to fill out. And I'm gonna run a couple more scoops. And what we're going to do is clean out. Jason throwing some advice out there, Mama Bird. Grab your food tray. Use it as a shield, Mama Bird. I love it, guys. That camera angle is just a little bit far away. I'm going to zoom that in just a little bit for you guys and bring it just a hair closer so you guys can see that boil box. You see that? For a sluice system this size, to have a boil box that works that well and that way, that is amazing. Super interactive. This does have the micro and mini dredge mat sluice in it, in the top and the bottom. Hey, all things country. Welcome in, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you got some Goldgers in your cup this morning. If not, shalom. That cup's for you. So, we have got, let me show you this here. There's some of the big stuff that I pulled out of there. But we've got a half of that bucket ran through that already, that fast. There's no way you're going to run a half a bucket down a cleanup, buddy, with all that big material like we just did right there. I think it'll hold. I don't know how much it'll hold, but I can tell you, looking at it, that's why I got quiet. I was looking at that top and bottom mat, letting it clear just a minute. It's still, them cells are still circulating like they're doing. They're exchanging, and that's what the Dream Mat does, is they're exchange cells. All the dense material will go to the bottom, and as it circulates, all that lighter, less dense material will come up and get pushed out of the matting system. Fun stuff right here. Alright, we're going to stop it there. We're going to call it. We're going to call it right there. Let me see if I see any gold, any shine. Okay. Okay. Joe, are you happen to be lurking? Priority prospecting. Are you lurking in here? Mama Bird, are you lurking in here? GP's getting ready to freak out. I just look inside of the box. Now I'm going to show you guys this because if I look at it again, I'm liable to start swinging around and fall on the floor and rolling around. And I'm hoping that Priority Prospecting's in here, and I hope Mama Bird's still listening. And I hope Justin Winch is still listening. There's Mama Bird still here. I hope the Hopper's in here. I hope that, oh, hey, come here and look at this one time. So we said that if we kept digging and we kept going, that eventually we would find a proper piece of gold where we're at. Because everything so far, what we've been finding is tiny, small micros. And it's been loaded up and loaded up with them little dudes. And we knew, hey, you know what? If there's this amount of micros, there's got to be somewhere in this place, there's got to be a decent, respectable piece of gold. My heart's racing 150,000 miles an hour right now. Whew. I heard I got a trace bell. Mama Bird! Mama Bird! Oh God, I hope this is gold. It looks like gold. Can you see that? What I see in the top of that mat right there. Now that's still a small little piece, but guys, I'm gonna zoom in. Look at that. That is what I call a proper piece of Missouri gold right there. Ooh! Booyah! Look at that one time. I can't wait to get that in the pan. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to feel it. I can't wait to put it up for all posterity. Mega Dog says pyrite. You know what? It could be, Mega. It could be. But I don't think so. I don't think so, brother. Okay, calm down, GP. We got work to do. We got to clean this sluice out. We got to clean this out. All right, I got to calm down. I got to have a little coffee. Read the chat. The chat will help me calm down. Holy smokers, that's mine. I dropped it yesterday. I almost spilled my coffee out, Jason. So this is everything that the little grizzly classified bars kicked off out of that half a bucket of material. Lots of quartz in there. I got to save this because I'll have to pan this out. I've got a piece of gold in this thing. I've got to get out of there. All right, everybody wants to see me clean this out. I'm so excited. Oh God, I don't know what to do. All right, first things first. Clean out your grizzly bar, GP. When you don't know where to start, go back to the beginning. So I'm going to clean these grizzly bars out inside of here. Make sure I get all this out. And I'm going to try not to look at that piece of gold up there in the top. I'm not even going, it's kind of like a big old, 20-point buck walking up on you and you got your bow in your hand. And he's out there at 80 yards, but he's coming. You try not to look at the antlers. You're like, don't look at him. Don't look at him. Just focus on the deer. Don't look at the antlers. Don't look at the antlers. Well, guess what? You always look at the antlers and you always start shaking. You always get nervous. And this is the same thing. Don't make no mistake. There ain't no way. Whatever that is, it's mine. I found it. I dug it out of the ground here in Missouri, whether it's gold or pyrite, and I'm having fun and exciting. And we're going to see what it is together. I can't lose it. There's no way I can lose it. No sense in getting nervous. No sense in shaking, GP. You're in a controlled environment inside your house. Worst case scenario, it ends up on the floor and Otterman ends up with it next year. You can't lose it. It's there. We got that grizzly system cleaned out. I'm going to set this down out of the way. All right. We're going to move this camera just a little bit more this way so you guys can see the cleanup. I'm going to pull this top section out one time here. James and Jameses, howdy, howdy. Welcome in, my friend. Oh, Joe, I hope you're here, man. I hope I don't hyperventilate and pass out on camera. We're going to turn this sluice back on and let the pump clean that top mat out, running it down into that pan for me. Whatever it is, be it gold, pyrite, whatever, it is now in this pan. And we're going to finish spraying that out. Now, I'm not going to pull the mat and the header apart because I'm going to keep running this. You kidding me? I ain't going nowhere. We're going to run this bucket. Good enough for me. Good enough for now. I got most of that cleaned out of there. There is still a couple little pieces of black sand held up in there. We're going to pull this bottom mat out. We're going to clean it. Make it, dog. Make it, dog. Okay, Maggie, you know me personally. You know how excited I get. I'm sorry. This is just what. Woo! Yeah, I may need it. It's all about the hunt. You get it, Mr. Hogan. You get it, brother. ATC, I know, gets it. I've seen him get this excited. How do you explain it? How do you explain it to if you're not never done it? Okay, I have found a lot of good, big, chunky, what I call nuggets. Most people wouldn't here in Missouri over the whole years, But in this location, we're prospecting deep in the St. Francis mountain range. This is where a lot of the history and gold history in Missouri started at. We have found a lot of gold in these mountain ranges. But in this specific area, we have never found anything we could even call a picker. Lisa found some chunky stuff, and Mickey found some chunky stuff. Me and Joe and Mama Bird haven't found a lot of big chunky stuff. That piece of gold looked bigger than chunky. That looked like a picker. Now, it was in water, so I don't know. But it's in the pan now. So I'm going to pop this off here and clean this out from underneath the sluice run. I am so nervous right now. This is the frame, and I'm just going to set it in there and do a real quick clean out on the bottom in case anything got under that mat, which I don't believe that it did, but I want it clean anyway. And then we're going to slide it up and do the same on the top. You see I'm speeding up. I went from a relaxed, beautiful, wonderful morning to, oh my God, can you see what I got in my pan? All right. Good enough. Good enough for now. I'm going to go ahead and set this back up. Let that stuff set in my pan for a minute while I set my sluice back in there. Put my matting systems back in my sluice. There's bottom mat. So you guys can see the cleanup on this is pretty quick. And I got to empty that tailings too because it is full. My tailings is full. We run a half a 5-gallon bucket of material. Got that. sluices all connected. 20. Oh God, that's heavy. I'm telling you, it's heavy. There's a half 5 gallon bucket in there. We're gonna set that down here to the side. Oh, whew. And now we're gonna move this bucket out of the way. We're gonna move that out of the way. Put my grizzly back in there. I'm gonna set this right here where I can see chat. Donkey's in here. Howdy, Donkey. Whew. I gotta calm down. Maniac Mining, howdy. Hi, GP. It's gonna be okay. You got this, brother. Calm down, GP. Calm down. And here is what is left. That's all I got to pan out of a half of a 5 gallon bucket of material. That's it. Stratify that down. Kristen! Howdy, Kristen. Welcome in. Brad Hayden. Holy smackaroonies. You know what? The only thing better than me seeing this and experiencing this for this place is that you guys are here with me. This stuff that we're fixing to look at, we are the first set of eyes in the universe to ever see this. Nobody else. And unless that was a big piece of pyrite, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not this time. We have got a chunky piece of gold in there. Chunky monkey. Look at all them heavies. We're going to have to... That's all heavy. Everything it caught is all heavy. That's all black sand. So it's going to take us just a minute to pan this out. And you guys have to remind me, slow down, GP. You're not in that big a hurry. You're not in that big a hurry, GP. Slow down. Whatever's in there is in there. You're not going to lose it. It's in a controlled environment. You're not going to lose it. You've been doing this too long to make rookie mistakes. And you got people in chat. GP hyperventilate. Mama Bird. Anybody in the world knows how GP gets. It's Mama Bird. She has seen me nearly pass out on the creek before YouTube was ever even thought about because of finding gold. I get so excited. I love this so much. This is what it's about. If I wasn't using my phone right now, I would be calling Joe to make sure he was here with me. But I can't make a phone call because I'm using my phone as the camera. Gentlemen, you can tell yourself what you want, but you always said Jason. Whew. Yeah, guys, this is it. This is the real me. This is GP. Mr. Tough Guy, Mr. Firefighter, Paramedic, Mr. Run into danger, Mr. Been shot, got shrapnel still in my body, Mr. Anything you want to say. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, there's a piece of micro right there. And guys, I get excited over them tiny micros the same way. Because this is real gold out of the mountains. This is real stuff right here out of Missouri. All gold is good. That's right. Donkey can climb anything. I got lucky down there at Rose Nose Monkey Fest. I climbed a tree. Everybody got to see OGP do it too. I looked at Mama Bird and grinned and took off towards that tree. And Mama Bird looked at me and looked at everybody and said, "Holy wad, look at him go." That's right, Maniac. You got that right, brother. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I remember I shut the sluice off and I looked in there and looking at that indicator, the little unicorn, and right there in that first piece, boom, there it was, there it was, there it was. And I honestly took my glasses and raised them up and looked at it, thinking, I was thinking to myself, that can't be gold. We ain't never found nothing like that down there in that spot anyway. There's spots in Missouri that we have found good gold in. Real good, chunky pickers, nuggets, but not here. And now that we know this, I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down a pan. I'm making some rookie mistakes here. This is just loaded with micros. I'm shaking so bad I can barely pan. Carl, damn it, Carl, where are you when I need you, brother? See, if Carl was here with me, he could pan this out for me. And I wouldn't have to. I could just sit there and get nervous and eventually take the pan away from him and say, damn it, Carl, I can't wait. Nice and easy there, GP. That's right, Midwest. Nice and easy. How slow can you go? How loose is your goose? Oh, God, I hope this isn't pyrite. Oh, it's in here, too. I just want to shake it back right now and see it. That's what I want to do because I know what's in there. But I'm not going to. I'm going to let it naturally reveal itself because we are going to be the first set of eyes in the entire universe to ever gaze upon what's in the bottom of this pan. Exactly, Tranquility. I'm just a grown boy. That's all I am. Thanks, Deep North. You know, I need to make some of you guys some moderators here. That'll give me a chance to calm down. And I am not at all concerned with making you guys standard moderators because I have what I consider one of the greatest managing mods on YouTube in here, the train conductor, my pal Hobo Rob, and I can tell you if you get out of line, you're gone. Because Rob don't mess around. He'll send you down the mine shaft. And so will Megadog. So guys, I want you to see what I'm seeing here in the micros starting to pop up in there. You see them micros coming in that pan? And them are tiny, barely visible micros showing up in that pan. That's what we're used to. That's what we always get down here. And we love them because all gold matters. And we love to share this gold with you guys. But there's one in here, somewhere in this black sand, there is a piece that is a real proper piece of gold. This sand, all these materials, this black sand is 80% magnetic. But we're not going to use a magnet on it because anytime you do that, you take a risk of pulling, and I would end up panning the magnetics anyway. So we'll pan them now. Oh, that little fairy deposit over on that right side's getting much bigger. So I'm going to work this left side over here. Oh, until right there. I got micros now on both sides showing up. I'm going to rinse that material off. But you can see them again in micros showing up over there on that right side. And they're showing up on that left side as well. So let's stratify that back down, get her knocked down there to the center. Howdy, Tim. Sorry, anybody I've missed. Got 23 amazing people watching this old man freak out over just a little bit of shiny. But you know what, guys? This is what keeps this old man's heart pumping. It's these adventures that we go out on. One fleck at a time, we're gonna make it shine. And there it is. I can see it. It's 100% gold. Holy smackaronis. I can see it. It just revealed itself. Don't know how big it is yet, but it's there. I can see it. Looky there. That is a proper piece of gold. The first piece of gold out of the St. Francis mountain range that this old man has ever pulled is that size. And there it is in my pan. That is not pyrite. Nope, that's gold. That's gold. All right, we got a big old storm coming in on this weekend. We're expecting between 10 and 12 inches of snow. Okay, I gotta calm down. I'm so glad I still got a half a bucket of this stuff. This has been setting in outside frozen. I brung it in and it unthawed. I've got 3 other buckets unthawed because Mama Bird wanted to do some more sluicing and she ran through all the stuff in the house. And this has been sitting in there since 9/5 is when this bucket was dug. Look at what's coming up through that black sand, guys. Whew. Shadow, welcome in, my friend. I gotta stop shaking. question is that the only one? Is that the only one in this bucket? Is there another one in this bucket? Does Joe have a bucket like this? Because Joe's got a, and Lisa has a ton of buckets too that they've been cleaning out. That is good. The smile is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Look at that smile growing in that black sand. Right on, David. David, I can send you a email too, my friend, about the upcoming event. Yeah, Mama Bird just invited you. See, it's Mama Bird's birthday bash. So, you know what? If you're not on Mama Bird's good side, you're not going to get invited. That's just the way it is. Because it's all about Mama Bird come April during her birthday bash. But we all love David. David's a great man. Good guy. I've prospected with David a couple times, and I always have fun. And we always find a little bit of gold together. Yeah, we do. Whew, thank you, Blaster. It may be frozen here come April, but we're going to. There's 2 pickers in there. I think that one's a specie looking at it. It just slid down. That is definitely a picker. That is definitely a picker. Look at that. Look at that. That is a picker. That is a Missouri picker right there. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Oh my goodness. Okay. Look what we're going to do. Look what we're going to do. I still got to pan that the rest of the way out. But look what we're going to do. It's time to pull it off the wall, guys. You know what I'm getting. You know what I'm getting. The metal pan. It's time to pull it off the wall so we can hear the picker. The picker. And GP's big old mug, big old hands picked that up. Oh! Oh yeah! That's the sound of my people. Beautiful picker. It's got just a little bit of cord still attached to it. Came out of that hose dry. Maniac thinks it needs some verification. He's offering to take that position. He'll fall on that grenade. He said, GP, just send it to me and I will verify it. Well, Maniac, I gotta take all this back down. Because there is a tiny flat piece in there as well. That is a good size piece. And then this thing is loaded with micros. I should have all my micros over on the right side now by the way I tap that. So I can pan these heavies off on the left side. I got it zoomed in. You guys can't see nothing. I just looked at my screen and it's like, GP, they can't see you. And we got some little dark gold in there too. We get that sometimes. When it's attached to that rhyolite as a hose, sometimes it's dark. It's kind of got a pink tint to it. Pretty stuff. Georgian! Yeah, Jason, and you've been watched us on enough of these adventures, Pouty. There's a lot of lead in there too. That you know what it's like when you find, and for most people, this ain't quite. But for this old boy, this is a good day. This is fun. This is what it's about right here. Me and Joe was just talking yesterday or the day before priority prospecting, and we were like, we've got to be getting close to some of that bigger gold. Joe's been doing so much boots on the ground prospecting up there, and I've been doing it as much as I can, but it's a long ways away. That's a straight one way 4 hours for us from our door to where this is coming from. And it's hard to get down there sometimes, especially when you got your grandkids and your kid. That piece right there, look at that. Look at that monker. And I picked it up. I picked it up. Look at that monker right there. It is smashed flat. That dude there. I'm trying to put it in the pan, and there it's in the pan. I got two in that metal pan. And then we got a ton of micros still to go right here. And this was that clay area, Joe. If you're watching, this is that clay. Because I was breaking clay up. I got lead in there too. With the price of silver going up like it is, there's a lot of silver where we're prospecting at too. Big old chunk of lead right there. See it? Got to weigh them pickers. Yeah, absolutely, Jason. That's a wonderful idea. And I may need your help here, brother, because I'm forgetting what I'm doing. You know how I get. That's a half a bucket. That's a half a bucket right there. And it is loaded with tiny microscopic micros. Has some decent little flakes in there. Look at that. We call them decent flakes. But the micros, oh, that's what adds up so fast. Pure Alaska, good morning. Top of the morning to you. I'm gonna have to suck this gold up. It's time to suck it up. Get some more of them, that little bit of that black sand off there. Let's suck it up. I gotta reach over here and get my snuffer bottle. So many of them micros. Got them. We got them. So I'm gonna run more of that bucket. That is definitely a weighable amount of gold. Mia woke up, opened the back door. She stuck her head out and screamed and turned around and went back to bed. I have to go up the hillside today and pull a hard rock sample. Anyone want to join me? I'm gonna be sluicing today. Are you kidding me, bro? I'm gonna have to weigh that them pickers up and see what they weigh. In order to do that, we gotta get all the. We gotta put them in here because we gotta get all the moisture off of them. They both made a noise going in. Torch tire. Moisture is off of them. All right. So let's turn this camera. Ooh, there's all the Groundhog Day stuff. Turn around here one time. Get her set up by my scales. Turn them on. Let them tear it out there. Get a sip of that Goldgers in my cup. We're going to weigh them both together at first. 0.18. Holy smokes. You all saying that ain't nothing. But for me, guys, that, I'm going to tell you something. 0.178. Now we're going to pull that flat one off there and lay it to the side here. 0.159, 0.16. That is a proper picker. Missouri picker. Woo! That is a Missouri picker right there, guys. That's a proper picker. So I'm going to sluice some more. Unless you guys want me to weigh that up. Yeah, that's picker worthy. I would call that picker worthy. It's pretty too. Here's the other one. It's pretty too. Mama Bird got a small flat piece that was like that, very leafy looking. But that one there, and we have that saved as well. That one there is, for us, that's a giant. Sorry, Hogan. All right. Back to what I was doing. Get my metal pan out of the way here. Get this turned back around here one time. Set back up here on the sluice. There we go. There we go. I had to grab another bucket for my talons because that one's filled up. So we're going to set this one over in there. Catch all my talons with. Plug that sluice back in one time, and then I'm still shaking. I need to sit down for just a second. Catch up with chat, and we're going to run some more material. I put a little more water in there. Make sure my pump was covered up good. I heard it going. Calm them nerves, says Blast. Right. What's in the bottom of the bucket? And there's where it's at. There's where it's at, Mega Dog. That's what I want to know. What's in the bottom of this bucket? Set that bucket back up on that chair. And we're talking about this bucket right here, guys. This one right here. What's in the next half? That's what I want to know. What's in the next half? Just found out our oldest granddaughter is leaving for Vegas tomorrow for gymnastics national. This is brand new information. Hey, Modern Michigan Prospector, welcome in. Make you a standard moderator so they can connect to you and you can connect to them. Please keep all your comments friendly and adult and have a good time. That our oldest granddaughter is spectacular at gymnastics, to say the least. And now she's going to Vegas. Hillbilly! Top of the morning to you, Hillbilly. I'm about out of Goldgers. We got a lot more material to run through here. I was just going to do this one real quick live. Run this material real fast here. And I don't know what I'm going to do now. I know what one thing. I'm going to push the material down this here sluice. That's what I'm going to do. Set my tailings back up here to catch the overflow. I am definitely going to go through this 16th of an inch classified, because I don't think that picker would have made it through here, and if that green might kick anything out to it, it'll be down in here, anything bigger. Yes, yeah, Deep North. You know, it was simple. If I can make it, you can make it. Anybody can make it. I just took some over drilled the hose. I did my bends on my aluminum. Took some over drilled hose, made wobble bolts out of them, and then that way, each of these little bolt holes just fit right down into the sluice system, and I can easily pull it apart and then take it with me for like we're doing down in April. It's fast and easy. The first few times that we ran this, we just set it up on a cinder block, and I told Mama Bird, I said, I got all that aluminum that Joe gave me out there to create stuff with. I'm going to go ahead and make some of that. So I bent her up, popped her in there, and that's where she came. I like it. It works pretty good. "7 a.m. safety meeting," says Rob. Toot toot! Gold inlaying the sides now. I'm trying to read chat. Keep up, guys. Hillbilly says it's 9 degrees there, confirming what Hart said just a little bit ago. It's colder there than it is here this morning. But we're supposed to be getting another Arctic blast move in Friday. We're supposed to be getting they're saying between 8 and 12 inches of snow. So we'll see. We'll see. I do know that I got one of the first designs on the switchback, and I mean this was gifted to us, but I got one of the first designs, and mine is cut out to accept one of the black sand removers also. I don't have one. I don't think that I'll probably put one on there, but it's still a great idea. Right? Exactly. And you know, you throw that much material in any other cleanup sluice, it's going to puke on you. It's going to roll out and puke on you. But that bowl box will holds it in there and pulls it all down. And then while that's doing that, you're interactive because you're down here on these 16th inch grizzly bars having a little fun. Cleaning them off, looking for any big old nuggets that might have got pushed down there. I love the matting system that I got with this, and the top mat is the mini dredge, and the bottom mat is the micro dredge, and I love both of them. And I think that it works perfectly together the way this is set up. Nice piece of quartz. Get some mineralized quartz in there. Set that to the side. That goes in a pressure pile. Jack and Danae, howdy, howdy. Yeah, the Petersons are great people. If you got a question, a complaint, or if they sent you the wrong thing or you ordered the wrong thing, just let them know. I guarantee you they'll make it right with you. I'm running it right now on an 1100 UPH, but that's only because that's what I have all my equipment runs on. It's 1100 gallon per hour pump, and I have it set really high. It's stream mat. You can run it hard and fast, and I'm running it at least 700, 750 gallons per hour is what I'm running. I mean, I am moving some water, creating some turbulence here, making this stuff move. And having a lot of fun doing it. Time to let the chickens loose. Get my eggs for breakfast. You got the 800 wired straight to the battery. Hey, you know what? That's probably working well then. Because that's real close to the volume that I'm running. And on my speed controller, I've got it marked for volume. I run it on an 18AH battery all the time, lithium battery. And I got the speed controller marked for volume, and I did the control study so I knew exactly what the volume was, where you count how much water you're catching per minute, and then you times that times 60, and you get your an accurate gallon per hour. Shadow, you have a great day, man. Enjoy them chickens and enjoy them eggs, man. And be safe as you're going up that mountain to get that core sample. Tim Ivans, I didn't see you come in. Howdy, howdy, Tim. That is what this is. It is stupidly light. It don't even weigh a pound. And it's an 18 AH. I've been running it, this one here on this charge, 45 days now. And we have run it a lot in that 45 days, let me tell you. But I can have it hooked to my 2,000 gallon per hour, running my high banker. And I can run it straight 8 hours before I need to charge it again. If you get them though, and you're going to be planning on using them out in the field, you really need two, because it goes from working 100% to just stop. And you can't charge one of them until they're completely dead. That's the way the lithium ion works on these particular systems. So we always take two of them. We learned that the hard way. 20 people still in there. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love each and every one of you. Make sure to connect one another if you haven't already. There's some amazing channels out there with some great content. That's what it's all about, is sharing that kindness to us, sharing the love, getting people interested in this amazing hobby. The popularity is growing and growing and growing because of the price of gold going up, up, up. It's my prediction that it'll be at $5,000 an ounce by, before March ever gets here. I think we're like 120 bucks away right now. So they could get there by Groundhog Day. David's still here. I'm glad too, brother. I haven't got to see David since last May. See him at Rose Nose Monkey Fest. Hopefully we'll get to see him in April and then maybe again in May. So we'll be going back to Rose Nose Monkey Fest this year. But in April we're having Mama's birthday bash. Mama Bird's birthday bash is going to be a good time. It's going to be mighty chill, just kicking back. Good friends, enjoying some good fun. Primitive camping here in Missouri. Catching some big old flathead. Finding some of them morel mushrooms, hopefully. Woo-wee. Hey, Jack Prepper, howdy, howdy. Nice, Hogan. David, it's going to be about an hour south of St. Louis. I'll let you know more specifics over an email or a text I'll send you, but it's about an hour south of St. Louis. Look at that chunk of rhyolite. Would you look at that? Mm. People say, what's your host rock, GP? We got rhyolite, quartz, and feldspar and granite are our main host rocks here. And that was a beautiful specimen of rhyolite. Yeah, last year it's gonna be a good time. Me neither. I love them morels. And you know, with the mild winter that we've been having, I think that we're in April we're going to be covered up in some good morels here. I think we are. Late April is usually when we start finding the biggest krill. Late April and May. Crawfish should be biting around that time as well, and then big old flathead will be coming off the nest, out of the winter nest. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, there is, David. There's hundreds and hundreds of them, to be honest with you. If you get the USGS out and just look at the mines. And where we're at, where we're going to, is no mine site. It is no longer active. However, they are mining in that area again. They started mining again there. But they're mining for lithium. And the way that they're getting that lithium out is gold's the byproduct of it. So they're pulling the gold out of there as well. Anytime you go out, you're in an area and you go out looking for a place to prospect, that's always a good place to start, is look, where other people have been successful in the past. Some people call it the old timers. Look where other mines are and stuff. But you don't want to focus on that completely. You don't want to get tunnel vision, because that can lead you in a different direction. If you get tunnel vision on just going to places that has been mined, that has been successfully done in the past, a lot of times you're living in the past, and a lot of that gold is gone. They took it out, in the 1860s when they first discovered gold here in Missouri. So that gold's gone. We're not going to see it no more. It's somewhere else. So once we find an area that is producing gold, we try to go hard on it, and we try to find out where we can get the best gold. If we have to go deep, is it flood gold? Is it deep? Is this glacial gold that was pushed down by the glaciers, or is this deposit gold that was deposited here by the volcano? And that's the thing with where we're at. We get low tide, and we find some pretty good outcroppings here, guys. There's times that we have, over the years, we have run into some outcroppings and pulled some monkers of pieces out of. It's not very often, but that's all right. It's all about the adventure, getting out there and doing it, making it happen, and knowing that we did it when other people couldn't do it, or when a lot of people say that we're not doing it. That's the best part for us, is the naysayers, the no-sayers, the disbelievers, all them people, We just tell them, yeah, you're right. There ain't no gold in Missouri. Ha ha! Exactly. Texas County is a good place, David. uh, Douglas County. We found that there's an old mine in Douglas County. And we found a spot that is not on the national forest there that we're allowed to get into and prospect. And we've taken sluices in there and high bankers, and we've done pretty good. Mickey, another time, we took him down there as well, and he done really well with his high bankers. And you know, Douglas County is right next to Texas County. Get that coffee, Tranquility. You gotta have that Goldgers in your cup, my friend. Deep North, you have a fantastic Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see you back in here tonight on Mama Bird's live stream. We got some fun stuff planned for that. We got some amazing mail call to open up. We got some details about an upcoming donation duck race for Valentine's Day bags. These are going to be some awesome bags. We're going to have some real stuff in them. I've got real diamonds ordered. I'm waiting for them to get here so I can see exactly what they're about. But once I get everything in there, we'll have more information on that. But we got some garnets that are bigger than marbles that's going in them bags. We got rubies. We got, oh man, I just can't name it all. We got a lot of stuff going in there. We got emeralds. We got blue sapphires. Maniac mining. What depends on where you want to travel to, my friend. You guys are always welcome down here in Missouri with us. You want to come down and play? You know, and as you know, you've been doing it long enough, you know, there ain't never no guarantees on whether you're going to find the shiny, what kind of shiny. But we've invited people down here before, and they have found way more gold than we was finding. Brian's one of them. Brian and the twins. His last time down here, he found more gold than me and Mama Bird did. Go figure that. Everywhere. Well, you know what? Now, you know when the Mama Bird's birthday bash is in April. You guys are welcome to come to that if you want. We can send you the information on it. But we will, not all summer long, about every month in the summer, in spring, you'll be able to find us down where we're going to, camped out. Getting some of this shiny out of the ground. We're getting closer down there to the bottom of that bucket. Check my tellings. I've just about got that filled back up. We're getting close enough that we'll probably do another clean out, or I may want to. I want to know if there's any more shiny in there. That piece of quartz of my bowl box is hung up in there. Now looky here, guys. I want to show you guys this. This is the quartz and rhyolite together. That's what that looks like. And it's got feldspar. You can see the feldspar in there, and the quartz and the rhyolite. If this piece right here, I'd be willing to bet that there's gold inside of that little chunky right there. It may be tiny little micro gold, but I'll be willing to bet there's a little speck of something in there. And I'm not going to tell nobody who all's coming to this event that we're having in April, because it's a private event. You know, if they want other people to know they're coming, they're going to tell you. But I can tell you we got some amazing folks coming. Hey, Daniel, welcome. Welcome in, my friend. We'll turn you blue, make you a standard moderator. Let these folks connect to you and let you connect to them. Share the kindness. Yeah, that's cool, Blaster, isn't it? That's cool. That's, you know, when it's like that, geologists call that conglomerate. Anytime that there's three or more materials mixed together like that, I call it crush it. A beautiful piece of fractured quartz there. I'm going to let Mama Bird have the rest of this bucket. I'm going to run one more scoop down it. I'll give it a good stir. Run one more big scoop down it and then do a clean out. And I'm going to let her have some fun with the rest of this bucket. Let that run for just a second there. Nice. Well, I don't see no big giant pieces jumping out at me like I did the last time. But that's okay. You know, that's a freak thing. And like Mega Dog said, there may be some big boys down there in that bottom. And we 2/3 of the way through that bucket, almost got it. So that bottom, the next run, it'll be there. And I think I'm going to let Mama Bird clean that out. I know she's got a live tonight, and we got other stuff planned for the live, but she might want to sluice some. After she's seen what this looked like, she may want to sluice instead. I'm nothing near as nervous cleaning this out now, because as I was that first time a while ago, looking at that big old chunky chunk. I still got to pan that out too. Yeah, I do. Move this camera just a little bit so you guys can see me clean her out. Doo-doo. I love how easy this is to clean out. And this was a learning curve. It was, you know, I'd never used it before. It didn't come with instructions or nothing like that. So it's one of them things you just had to learn how to do it. Now we're going to pull this apart this time, so we're going to do a solid clean out on it. Anything that's in that header box, we're going to get out. Let me squirt bottle here. Got it. Get that bottom hat. Got it. Pop that sluice off here. Awesome toss. Move that camera over here. Awesome, Mega Dog. Nice. Yep, I have that same superpower, my friend. Of course, you guys already knew that. It's hard for GP to hide that superpower. Sorry, guys. I forgot I was filming. I was seeing all these micros showing up in this corner again, just like last time. See that? It's like, oh yeah, here we go again. Be very, very quiet. GSP's hunting shiny, right? I like that. You guys know exactly how GP gets, but I promise you right now, holy wow! Look at the gold that's showing up in there, guys. At this stage, so I haven't seen any big pickers like I did that last pan, but Mega Dog was right. Like he said, imagine what's in the bottom, and we're close to the bottom of that bucket, and that is showing up in there. Oh, nice, nice. Mama Bird loves her flying pig. Me and her, we got it right here. Number one. We got pig number one. Let me set this pan down here. Let me show it off. Let me show it off. We pull up here. We'll zoom over there. And there it is. For all posterity. The Flying Pig. Designed and created by the Hogans. And we have pig number one. And there's that bucket almost empty. And we got to get back to panning. Because I know there's gold in here. I seen it. Exactly, Blaster. You betcha, buddy. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I was going to go through this whole thing, and I could have finished that bucket with the sluice run that I'm panning now. But, you know, Mama Bird's at work, and she's having a rough day. And although she does have a live tonight, I'll promise you that Mama Bird's going to sluice tonight, whether it's on the live or not. That's just, I'm a lucky man. I'm married to a gold prospecting woman. Almost 40 years now. Can you believe it, guys? And that, it don't seem like that. It's blissful years is what it is. I have been absolutely blessed with a good woman. We've raised a wonderful family. You know, I don't see a picker yet, but I see some good gold, and I see a lot of wire gold. And you guys know what that wire gold means. When you get to seeing that, I'm seeing some pieces of wire gold in there, guys, which means that we were close to that host source. And yes, I have the exact spot where we dug this pinned on my GPS. That's right, the best kind of gold digger. That song Mama Bird wrote about being a gold digger, I love that song. Look at that. Look at that coming up there, guys. That's decent gold. There's no pickers in there, but that's decent sized gold. There's no telling what's laying in the bottom of that bucket. If I never find another picker down there again, I'll be happy with what I got out of there this time. But something tells me we are going to be on it. We are going to be on it this year. David, I will. I will definitely let you know about April, my friend. I'll give you the exact dates and tell you where we're going to be camping at least the city by where we're camping at, and that way you will know how far it is exactly. And I won't tell nobody you're coming if you don't want me to, because we do have folks coming that just want to come hang out and just have a good time. It won't be nothing about YouTube. It'll just be about us friends and family having a good time. Now, there's a couple pieces in there that Club Mama Bird could probably pick them up. I ain't going to kid you. You guys know I'm going to repan everything that I panned out that's down here in my catch pan. Just because I got so excited on that first pan. A beautiful, beautiful cleanup. Let me zoom in on that. Look at that. Maniac. Maniac. I love prospecting in Maine. Uh, don't get me wrong, man, but I know you guys would have a good time here. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you find a lot of gold here too, because I know you're a good prospector. Gotta get all my micros. Got it. Let's do a snuffer dump. Let's do a snuffer dump. Now, I'm not going to put them two pickers that we pulled out of there in a snuffer dump because I've already dried them. I suppose I could. I guess we should because we're going to have to dry this up anyway. That way we can see it all in a bottle together. Let's do that. Let's drop them off in there. I got to dry my hands. The hands are wet. Let's drop them off in there with it. See that? There's the two pickers from earlier. And there, under the light, almost too bright a light, is that snuffer dump from that cleanup that we just performed. That is a lot of gold for us. And you guys see that little piece right there? See that piece? That is a specimen. That is gold inside. You see it? You see the gold in it? I could tell it was especially the way it was acting in my, you know how you can tell whenever they get in your pan if it's not moving. But that's pretty. Let's put it all together and look at that smile. Look at this. Look at this. Dun, 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 dun. That, look at them tiniest of the tiniest of the tiny little micros. I love Missouri. Oh. Beautiful, shiny, stuck in my pan. I'm gonna take and make you my friend. We're gonna suck it up. We're gonna dry it out. We're gonna weigh it up. And I'm gonna let Mongbird have the rest of this bucket, but I've got other buckets I let thawed out, just sitting in the next room. So I got most of that sucked up, but there is a lot of micros still there in that pan. You guys see them in there? Well, I gotta suck them up now. Gotta love that sound. Still got micro sitting there. Got it. Got it. Where's mine? Gotta dry that out now. One time. Hey, Rob, curmudgeon. Guys, if you ain't got over and checked out my pal Rob at Curmudgeon, you need to. He does Asking Alaskan every Friday, and we're always in there supporting him. We don't always talk, we don't always say much because he got a lot going on, and we just let him and Sarah do their thing, but we're always there hitting that thumbs up. So there is our clean out for the day. Gonna fire up the torch there. We're gonna dry her out. I thought of you yesterday, Rob, you and Sarah, because we had a pretty good earthquake here in Missouri yesterday. Actually, it was in Illinois, but the biggest fall of it was here in Missouri. They felt it, you know, from St. Louis to Springfield, and it was both sides of the Mississippi River. It was a pretty good earthquake. I haven't found anybody yet or heard anything about damage reports or nothing, but I know it's moving that shiny around every time it does that and moves them tectonic plates around. I think we got her dry. I do believe. Looks like it. There's that shiny. Let's turn that around here. Show you guys that. Scales one more time. Zoom in down there on it. Whoop. make that little square, little bit more square. Alright, that gold that's in this is hot. So I'm going to pour it into this metal moon right here that I have. There. I'm going to have to set that down. I'm going to have to set that down and use my brush because I got a little bit of micro sticking in there. That happens. Got it. This is what that we just did, what it looks like. Got that picker in there. Want to check that and make sure there's, I got it all, any of the magnetics gone out of there. Looks pretty clean to me. Reckon I planned it out. Let's put it in there. What y'all think? What you guess on that? We already know 0.16 is what that picker weighed, so there's more than that in there. .24 says the humble stacker. 2.5. 0.31 says make it dog. There's some damn good guesses in here, guys, I'm going to say. 0.189 says crash. 0.37. 0.271. 0.214. This is some real good guesses going on here. Let's just find out. Let's get the guesswork over with. 0.575. Oh, and it's the two pickers that are in there that's bringing it up to that much, guys. But there it is. You guys can see it. 0.575. Guys, that's a half a gram of gold right there. And there's people that says, is prospecting worth it? Well, it's worth it for me just to get out and play, whether I'm finding it or not. But when you have days like this, oh my goodness. Oh my good, you know, that's 80 bucks worth of gold. We're looking at 80 bucks worth of gold right there, man. That little bitty amount. That tiny little amount. I gotta get a different vial here. Make sure it's empty, because I'm gonna put this in there. Because Mama Bird's gonna want to play with this tonight. .575. Them scales are holding strong. They didn't move a bit. Pour that in there. Make sure it all went down. Plus, I will separate the tiniest of the tiniest of the tiniest micros that are in there. You see them down here in the down here towards the end, guys. And I will keep them in a separate vial because this is what they'll look like. This is what we're used to getting here. See that? The tiniest of the tiny. There we go. That might help. That is what I call powder gold, makeup gold, like the Egyptians used to spread on themselves to make themselves up pretty and stuff, you know? That's what that's about. Let me see if I can move a couple things here, and we'll sit down and talk with you guys. We'll sit down and talk for just a minute. You want to do that? You want to talk with GP one time? I'm going to have to move this bucket out of the way, too, because it's in my chair. Get my tablet here. 89.66 says Mickey. And there my brother Mickey is. Another time. Let's turn this around here one time, guys. Get back over here where I can sit and talk with you guys. That ought to work. That ought to work. I think I can. You guys can see me. I can see you. And I can have my last little shot of Goldgers. $75 in gold. Exactly. Exactly. That's what it's about. Does this happen all the time? Hell no. Does it even happen often? Hell no. But when it happens, it happens. And if you know, you know. And that's just, these guys know. I mean, that little tiny little .16 picker made me so excited. I got so nervous, so happy. I'm still happy. I'm freaking out. Me and Joe knew. We've been talking back and forth, going back and forth for over a year now about this spot. I mean, Joe found this spot 2 years ago. And then last year I finally made it down there to it. And we started prospecting it. We hit it hard last year, but this year we're going to bust into it really hard. Now I'm going to tell you guys, it is hard to dig with a garden scoop. I mean, look at this. This, let me get these. This is the kind of stuff that we're allowed to prospect with down there. Can you imagine digging a 3-foot hole with this? Because that's what you got to have. You can't use a shovel. There's no shovels allowed. You will be ticketed. You will be fined and removed. If, that's just the way it is. Rules are for everybody. And it's hard to get a 5-gallon bucket full of concentrated materials with using a scoop. And then when you do it, and you bucket after bucket, dig after dig, where this came from, me and Joe spent 2 days in that same spot, going down deeper, digging around big boulders, moving them out of the, I'm talking giant boulders, guys, moving them out of the way, doing what we can do, and then digging under them, and digging, just, and then you find that one little picker, and it makes it all worth it. That's right, man. We got the big kids cup. Mm-mm. We got so much beautiful rocks to crush up here. Man, I love that. I love it, love it, love it. Need to check the fire of the cabin. Right on. Guys, thanks for coming in here. I don't even know how long I've been on. But thanks for coming on here and sticking around with me and putting up with me. And I got, I ain't got a whole lot to do today, but I'm going to crush some of these rocks, I think, and just see, especially this piece of conglomerate right here that I showed you guys. It's got that, well, it's got quartz that is set into rhyolite that has feldspar, pieces of feldspar all around it. First, I'm going to look at it through the microscope. If I can see some visible chunky gold or anything like that in it, I won't crush it. I will probably dissolve it and see what I can make out of it. Well, thank you, Mega Dog. I appreciate that, man. And thanks for coming along and putting up with my stupidity. Uh, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I gotta get off here. I gotta call Joe. I gotta call Joe. We found a picker, Joe. .16 gram picker. They're there. We're gonna get into it this year, brother. This is the year that Hojo from Mo Priority Prospecting, the spot that he found, that he located, and I'm gonna tell you, he located this spot not off of because of where some of the old timers had went and some of the stuff that we got out of the newspaper that we read from the 1860s. That told where they were pulling this gold. They were picking gold up, chunks of gold up out of this creek that we're in, and rough, super rough terrain. The geologist, the United States geologist that went down there and confirmed the gold, uh, was described it. Well, you guys need to read the article. He was astonished. So I don't know how much gold the old timers, these people that lived in that area, picked up around there in the 1800s. Because that kind of stuff, unless you lived back there, you don't know, or unless they passed that information on. I know that they did file claims at that time, but a lot of them guys that followed claims, almost all of them, they died during the Civil War because it broke out in 1863, and Missouri was a big part of the Civil War, and it was tragic, and then and they claimed all the land in that area, turned it into national forest. Imagine that. Where do you find the most gold at that you can go out and pan gold in the national forest? In every state where there's a national forest, there's gold in them. Almost like they knew. Check your national forest, guys. If you live in a state that has a national forest, check it out. Do some history, do some research, talk to some people, read the old news articles from the 17th, 18th, 19th, early 19th century. Because, the news reported that stuff, and a lot of times nobody else, it was all hush hush, nobody talked about it. Take care. Have a wonderful day. We love each and every one of you. Thanks for coming in here with me. I'm going to get off here. I didn't even know I was on here this long. It's already 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock for a lot of you, 8 o'clock for some of you. We will see you guys tonight, 5:30 Central. Mama Bird's going to be live. Well, I think we're going to be doing some dig it games. See if we can find some diamonds, gold, gems, or whatever in the little dig it games. There was popular demand. There was requests for us to do some of them live. We've seen some of you guys do some that we sent you. They're fun. It's just a fun thing to do. We're going to be talking about the Valentine's donation duck races. We're going to be giving updates on the Groundhog Day challenge and talking about some of the Groundhog Day challenge bags. I got new sticker packs made up that have just loaded with stickers. I bet there's 60 channel stickers in there from different people. I didn't count them, but there's a lot in there. Thank everyone so much. I'm gonna get out of here. You all have a great day. We'll see you tonight. If we don't see you tonight, we'll probably see you Monday on Live Monday. If we don't see you Monday, who knows? We might see you out there at the creek, down around the corner. You know the spot around that one bend, that inside bend over there, where all that quartz is rolling down the hillside and that rhyolite's just shining in the sun. Until then, love you guys. Peace.